Gotta get a look at the drippity drip drip. Got the J's. You know what's crazy? I don't even like Jordan. I don't support Jordan, but these shoes, oh my god, are fire, honestly. So that's what the fit is looking like today. You got the Jordan, you know what I'm saying? All that. Welcome back to another episode, another video, another visual. Guns and Trails. I'm Jimmy, and in today's video, guys, I want to talk about how guns are basically like cars, right? You go to the dealership, and you're looking at all these vehicles that you can possibly drive, but you see some that fit your budget, but you also see some that also fit your needs or your wants, right? Well, more of your wants, because who doesn't like nice cars, right? And I think this video will help you out basically in your next purchase of your next gun, right? Depending on what you have in mind. Now, what happens is, well, I know for me, what happens is when I go in a gun shop, right, and I'm looking for a gun, basically, I'm looking for a gun that I want. Now, if I see a gun that I fall in love with, that's a whole other story, because it's happened to me twice, right? Or three times. I go in a gun shop, like, all right, I want to get, for example, like a Smith & Wesson Shield, right? Compact, right? Looking for EDC, whatever, right? I go up in there, and on my way to the gun, I hear the guns talking, right? Like, hey, look at me. And I look at them, and I'm like, whoa, damn. Well, that's where everything switches up now, because again, guns are like car shopping. They have all these, they have the whole inventory out in the parking lot, right? AKA the case, the gun case. And the dude comes up to you like, hey, how can I help you? And you're like, oh, I want this, right? Then he shows you the gun, and for some reason, you don't seem to kind of stick with that gun that you said that you wanted, right? Fix this. And then all of a sudden, you look to your left, you look to your right, you see something, and you're like, damn, I like that. Hey, can I take a look at that? And you hold it, and then you see another gun, and it's like a domino effect. We can't all just stick to one. We can't all just stick to one plan. I love gun shopping, by the way. I love gun shopping, but I always do this because I actually got a new gun, which the video is coming later next week, so stay tuned for that, right? And while you're at it, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Guys, we are on the way to 1,000 subscribers. I'm trying to get monetized, to be honest. I hit the you gotta get like 1,000 subscribers to be monetized, and then you gotta hit 4,000 hours of view. I hit the 4,000. Now I just need you guys' help to also reach that 1,000 subscribers. So please make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. Comment. Let me know what your any ideas, any video ideas. I'd love to hear your ideas. Leave a comment down below, as far as guns, whatever. If you want to hate, sure, you can do that too. That's cool. Leave the video a like, give it a thumbs up, right? And also hit that bell notification, because, like I said, I bought a new gun, so I want you guys to get notified when I post a new video, so you don't miss a video. So make sure you go hit that bell. Bam. All right, so I go in a gun shop. Got the new gun. The crazy part is, guys, I just went in there to pick up a gun that I had, right? I want to have it for EDC, and I also want to have it for range. So, anyways, Isn't this blowing cold air? Pick up the gun, and on the way out, so here's the backstory. Here's the backstory on this, so you guys don't get lost, right? Purchasing a gun. You purchase a gun, you pick it up. I didn't know, because for me, I always get delayed, right? I always get delayed. My last name is Fernandez. Go figure, right? I live in Massachusetts. I don't know how I said that. Massachusetts. Right? Massachusetts. I live in Massachusetts. So I pick up the gun, and I'm walking down the aisle, right? And I see another gun. I'm like, oh shit, I need that gun. I want to see that gun, right? But I've always had an eye on this particular caliber. So, and I wanted to hold the gun. So I held the gun, and I was like, damn. I held the gun, and I was like, I kind of need this gun. I'm trying to cry so it gets blow some cold air up in there. So I had this eye on this particular caliber, And long story short, I got the gun. So the thing is, every time I purchase a gun, my purchase at the time is always delayed, so I have to wait about 3-4 days to get the gun. It's always been like that for some reason. And I'm sure a lot of you guys go through this. You get a gun, you can't always walk out the same day, which is unfortunate because we want to walk out with our toys, right? So anyways, I go to the gun shop, pick up the gun, and the guy tells me, he said, hey, just to let you know, out of all purchases that you've done, I don't know why he tells me this now, but thank you for that. So he tells me, just so you know, when you pick up a gun, you can buy a gun. You can buy another gun the same day and walk out with it, because as far as they know, I'm just picking up a gun, so I can pick up 1, 5, 10. Doesn't matter. Well, in the state of Massachusetts, you can only buy up to 10 guns at a time, right? So anyways, he tells me that, and I'm like, okay, perfect. So I go ahead and walk towards the certain caliber gun that I've always wanted, and I purchased the gun, walked out the same day with it. So that's in comparisons. I mean, as far as cars, I'm not sure how that's gonna work. If you purchase a car and you pick up the car and you get a new car, and I'm not sure if you can drive out the lot with the car. But guns are like cars, right? Think of it like this. I know Glocks are like hyped up, right? Glocks are hyped up. They're good guns. I'm not gonna lie, they're good guns. But basically, Glocks are kind of like the Lexus, the Beamer, the Benz. That's like that category, right? And then you have the lower tier ones, like depending on the brand, right? But I'm talking as opposed to we'll talk brands actually. So the Glocks are kind of like that, right? Smith & Wessons are kind of like it also falls in that category, right? But also when it comes to a lower caliber, like Smith & Wesson, Shield, because it's so generic and because it's so basic, it's a crazy good gun, by the way, reliable as hell, right? That's kind of like your Subarus, right? They're reliable, they can last long. I mean, any gun can last long as you maintain it well, but that's besides the fact. And then then you have your lower ones, which is like your guys, don't take this the wrong way. Actually, no, I mean, you can get it for all you want, but this is why we have the comment section. So you have your high points, right? Which is basically like your crappy cars. I mean, how can I put this? Okay, so high points, we all know they have their reputation, right? People love them, people hate them, it doesn't matter. But they're cheap, right? And they can last. But the thing is, high points are basically like Hyundais. Okay. Now, if you have a Hyundai, right? Think of it like this: they're affordable, and I mean, almost everybody has them, right? They're affordable. They're great for first guns, aka first cars, right? You can get a Hyundai for a first car, and it'll last you for as long as it can go. I mean, as far as a couple 100,000 miles, you kind of looking at at that time you'll be looking at repairs. So high points are like that, right? And then you have, and don't get me wrong, like the new 2021 Elantras, they're crazy. The technology in it is crazy. I had it as a rental car. I had it as a loaner car, and I loved it. Right? Technology is crazy. So you gotta think of it like this: the newer ones, the 2021s, are basically like the Hyundai Elantras, right? The 2021s. As far only as the high point 9mm, the carbon, right? Now, as far as pistols, they're crappy guns. I'm sorry, but they're crappy guns. But it's weird because I've seen videos of people shooting them, doing drop testing them, shooting them after, stomping on them and doing all kinds of damage, and they're still working, right? So think of it like that. Would I recommend getting a high point for a first gun? No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I actually said this in my previous video, so make sure the link will be down below. When you buy a gun, guys, make sure you start off with the lower caliber and then work your way up. You don't want to be Mr. Miscellaneous or Mrs. Miscellaneous and have your first gun as a 45 ACP, or your first gun as a 40. I mean, you could do that, but you want to get used to shooting the gun. You want to get used to the recoil, because the recoil is also going to play a part in your aim. So you're not intimidated during that first shot, right? 22s, there's less recoil. You can have fun with them too, and then work your way up, you know, to your 38s, and then your 9mm, and then your 40s, and your 45s, and so on. So get in where you fit in. If you can't afford the gun, be prepared to, number one, waste a pretty penny. Number two, as far as repair guys, you can get them repaired, but they're a little bit more lenient as far as buying a new gun. I mean, if your car breaks down, you can't just buy a car instantly like that. You have to, you know, kind of work your finances out. But again, the good thing is with buying guns is if your gun seems to jam and you're not sure what's going on with it, you can put it to the side and get the same caliber, right? If your 22 jams, you can go to a store and get another 22 caliber for, you know, a good price, right? Or even shotguns. I always recommend having a shotgun anyways, because they're cheap and they're powerful as hell. So guns are like cars, guys. And I said this because I was actually watching a video Hickok 45 did with, you know, the 45 ACPs. He did it with the 1911s actually, and you know, he like did a comparison of the Rock Island 1911 versus, I forgot what the other gun was, but it was like a $3,000 1911, right? And it kind of made me think like, oh, you know, guns are just like cars, because even though you can buy a 1911 for a good price, you know, as far as the Rock Island, wink wink, you can actually compare that to an expensive ass gun, you know, like a $3,000 1911, right? Like cars, you have your classes, right? You have like your Mercedes Benz, you have your C class, and you have you know, your A class and all that stuff. I don't even know if a Benz has an A class actually, but you know, again, you have your, you know, you work your way up within that that caliber and within that price range. So long story short, buying a gun, guys, is fun. It's fun as hell, but guns are just like cars. You gotta think of it like that. The good thing is with guns, you can own multiple ones, and guess what? You ain't gotta pay no excise tax. With cars, you can own multiple ones, but you gotta pay the excise tax if you mind doing that. I don't know, but you know, people like guns and people like cars, so why not compare them, right? You have your Porsches, you have your Mercedes Benz, you have your Lexus, Beamers, you have your Lamborghinis, you have your Bugattis, all that stuff, and that's like for the expensive ass guns, right? That's like your Glocks and your 1911s, that category. You know, your $5,000 guns, $4,000 guns, $3,000 guns. Then you have your lower ones, which is the most common ones. You know, Smith & Wesson guns in particular, like the Shield, that's common. Springfield Hellcats, which I do want. That's on my list too. That's kind of like more like your, I don't know, how would you say a Springfield Hellcat is? Like, what would you actually, because would you compare that to an actual Hellcat car? You know, Challenger, Charger. I think you can compare that with that. Let's see what else. What would you compare a Lamborghini to actually? As far as a gun, what would you compare that to? Leave a comment down below. Let me see. I'm trying to think of the worst car ever made. The worst car ever made, honestly, I would say, oh, this is gonna hit home. This is gonna hit a lot of people home. I'm gonna say, because I would say like the early 2000 Jeeps. That's probably the worst car ever made. And I used to work at a couple dealerships. And let me tell you, every time we had a Jeep in, it was expensive to repair, and they were just common. People would trade them in before even reaching 100,000 miles because they were having issues with it, and because, you know, it was a mess. The owners didn't want to buy it, but they bought it anyways, and they're just hard to get rid of. So what would you compare a Jeep to? If you guys have a Jeep and you guys are Jeep enthusiasts, don't rag on me in the comment section, all right? Don't rag on me in the comment section, because you know that I know that you know that the early 2000 Jeeps are crap. I don't know about the late 2000 Jeeps. I don't know, but I know for a fact that Jeeps are probably the worst vehicles ever made. I mean, even though, I would say the early 2000s. Before that, Jeeps Jeep Wranglers were okay, but yeah. So, and actually in particular, Jeep Liberties. Those are just terrible. So what would you compare that to? I honestly, I think I would I would compare that to the High Point. Now, as far as the Hyundais, I would compare that to. I don't know. I need you guys' help. I want to make this a topic. So, what would you compare the Hyundai Elantra to as far as guns? Okay, and also the Lamborghini. So, leave a comment down below. I want to know what you guys' thoughts are. This would be fun in the comment section. So, yeah, pretty much it. I'm gonna go ahead and continue on enjoying actually yesterday was my birthday, so I'm continuing on enjoying my birthday week, I guess, after week. So, guys, comment, like, and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe because again we are on our way to 1,000 likes, and I am working on something for the gentleman. I've been working on this for a while, guys. So actually, I might tell you guys what it is. Maybe the next video or the video after that. I'm not sure. I'm still debating on what to do or how to do that. But I'm excited. Been working hard on this. Doing a lot of research. And again, this is not your typical merch. You know, I'm not selling T-shirts. I'm not selling hats. I'm not selling, shorts or anything like that. Socks. I mean, maybe socks. But I think this is gonna be good for you guys. And I'm pretty sure the ladies will appreciate it anyways. So make sure you hit the bell notification to get notified when I post a video so you guys are not missing it. Gun Trails, I'm Jimmy signing out. Peace.